you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So in today's video, this is going to be basically part 2 of bringing you up to speed on everything that I've been doing thus far this year in 2025 in the garden. So if you like to know what is on part 2, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and update you now why everything is looking absolutely amazing. It is starting to get really hot. Today, actually, it is beautiful. Today, it is a really nice day, a nice break in between this heat that we've had. However, I know this heat is going to come and stay. So everything is looking absolutely amazing right now. So I just wanted to update you and show you how it's looking because I don't know how long it's going to last. So my butternut squash, there was 2 of them that did not make it. That one I need to cut off. And there was another one somewhere, oh, I think I already cut it off, that had died. However, I do have, if I can get in here, one growing right there. And I did come in and cut out a few of the leaves because there was a whole lot in here and they're huge. I mean, like compared to my hand, these are some big leaves. I was super excited that this did not have that powdery mold, and then the very next day after I said that, it was cut half covered in that powdery mildew, moldy shit, whatever that is, that white little spots all over. So I've been coming through and cutting those leaves out that are affected, and they keep coming back. And I see this one right here, if you can see the little dots on there, that one is now affected too. So I'm gonna cut that off. And so now I'm gonna do, and right here, it's okay. So I'm gonna do a trick that I just recently saw. It was like a half and half mixture of water and milk. That's supposed to help. So I'm gonna try that. Let's hope for the best. However, the way that they are growing up through these metal tomato like cages, they seem to be doing better. And I don't know if it's just that or also the placement, but I have never had a squash or zucchini or actually any of these other than my peppers. My peppers the last time were absolutely amazing last year. The footage that you guys really didn't get to see, they were like almost hitting the very top of this. They were, oh my gosh, they were the best that I have ever grown was last year. So hopefully these will start doing that. And then being lower, it'll give them more room because they were topped out. I had to keep cutting the tops. So anyway, I don't know if it's the placement or what. However, I'm really excited that this one seems to be doing a lot better in this area. Either that or it's just the right time of year. The zucchini that was growing, I cut off because those died. There is one starting down there. It already looks like it's dying, but the flower hasn't opened yet. So I haven't really seen any really good like honeybees coming through here. So maybe that's the problem. Here is my one sweet mint. Like this is ginormous. Like oh my, like I was gonna get either a chocolate mint or a pineapple mint to plant next to it. However, this just took over the whole thing. So, okay, ma'am, you're large and in charge. You go with your bad self. So now I don't need to purchase another one because it just took over. So this is just sweet mint. Now over here is my new little tool thing I did a separate video on. I'm not sure if it's before or after this video. However, I put our old mailbox here and I did this with my Cricut, and I have my most used tools in here. And to spruce it up, I put a little cover on it, added a wind chime. I hung my 2 most used tools, and then a harvesting basket I hung here as well, and did a little more ladybugs through my ladybug crossing area. My oregano is doing good, and I think I need to come through and pull up these mushrooms that are growing through. I see more growing up in there too. So I need to come through and clean those up, and then I think maybe give this another week, 2 at the most, and I'm just gonna kill all of this and dry it because we have no more fresh oregano, and it's brutal having to use a store-bought. Like it's no comparison whatsoever. So I really need to get our own. So even if I just use what this is now until, you know, I can get another one growing, that's what I'm gonna do. So soon I'm just gonna cut this all out and regrow all the oregano just because I need it. So over here, the 2 bell pepper, this one here took off and is doing way good. Like there's those 2 peppers are doing great. This one is doing great. And then these 2 are kind of just like kind of stunt at growth. I don't know what this one's doing, but this one here is doing amazing. It has all this new growth. This one down here is my little shorty. I don't know why that leaf looks like it was painted blue. What is that? I'm not sure. It looks like it was like spray painted, like an overspray of blue paint or something. I'm not sure what that is. I should wash my hands before I start touching other stuff though, just in case. I don't know, that's weird. I don't know what that is, but it's over here too, on these leaves. Are those bugs? I hope not, because I just touched them. Do they move? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna cut those leaves off because I don't know what that is. And it's over here too. That's weird. I've never seen that before on these plants. But 2 bell pepper. This is a, when was this again? It's a cow horn pepper. And so far I have 3 that look like this. They're already that big. Like, it's only been a few weeks. I do have a banana pepper. If I can get you in here. Right there. It's growing sideways. I tried to move it and it didn't like it. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll leave you be. But I do have one good size right there growing. And then here's some jalapeno. I'm really excited because then we can start eating them, pickling them. Everything is just taking off. It's crazy. And then over here we have the spearmint and the peppermint. So 2 different types of mints are growing on over here. And just like the others, I mean, this one's not as it didn't take over as much, but you can clearly see the 2 different types and they're both doing amazing. I have my culantro, which is starting to do better. I'll go on the other side, you'll get a better image. Here are my beans. I've tried beans every single year. I normally add them back there in the corner, so I don't know if that's the difference because they're in a different placement, or again, if it's just luck. I put them in the tomato cages as well. They just look amazing. I have so many flowers and I have so many beans already. Like, look at that. I have a lot of beans growing throughout, all different sizes. A lot of flowers blooming. Like, I've never had beans look so good, so I'm super, super excited. Like, that's only 2 plants and it took over that whole area. I mean, go for it. Go for it. But it is just, I am super, super shocked. This owl's like, yo, you can't even see me anymore. But yeah, here's the culantro. It's all nice and green. Everything that just grew in is just looking so good. I still haven't found cabbage yet, so just must not be the right season, or I'm gonna start that from seed. I'm not quite sure. But speaking of from seed, look at my pumpkin that I started from seed. I planted them after Easter, and that was only 3 weeks ago. So these have only been planted for 3 weeks. They started to kind of grow up like my squash do. So I stuck 2 little stakes in to keep it like upright, kind of like how I have the squash and the zucchini. And so far they're doing amazing, but I mean, look at these leaves. They're like elephant ears. Like, holy moly. I am like super, super sure. I've never seen anything like this. I've never grown pumpkin before, but I didn't know that their leaves get this big. I've never seen a leaf this big before. It's crazy. I'm actually excited because they look great. So there's this bed, which I have my little pumpkin sign. My watermelon sign did come in, and here is my watermelon. These are the 2 that I planted the same time as these, and this is the seedless watermelon. I got a little something trying to grow and it's not supposed to. So there's that in the second bed, watermelon bed. Now over here where I had just sticks, where it was supposed to be fruit bearing and it wasn't even leaf bearing, this is one of my grapes already. Like, again, it's only been like 3 weeks, 4 at the complete tops. But that is just amazing. And this one over here is looking like this. So I'm gonna let it keep, oh, I need to spray it, it's got bugs. Dang it. I'm gonna let it keep growing up a little bit more, and then I'll have it continue to go, to try to tame them to go around. The blackberry is doing great. It's starting to get some whole new growth, and then right here, like I have it kind of weaving in, and then I'll have it go back out as it continues to grow. My mom from California had sent me, she dug up from her yard, these plants that I planted right here. Some of them are iris, and then some of them are this one right here. The flower just died yesterday, so I need to cut that one off. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Amaryllis? I'm not sure, but there's 2 different ones that actually originated from my late grandfather, and she had them in her yard, and she dug them up and sent them to me. So I think that's super cool that I have plants in my yard that originally came from my grandfather, that literally came from my mom's yard, and now they're growing in my yard here in Florida. Like, that is super crazy. So I have some here. I have some in the front yard that I put around a tree that we had just planted. And then I have some more over here to grow in here. And then she also sent me, she bought some iris from seed. I don't know how that works, but we're gonna see if any of them grow in there. And then she sent me some iris today that were from bulbs. So I planted them in here. There's one in the middle that didn't have any greenery, so I don't know if that's gonna come up or not, but if not, I planted the other 4 around. So we'll see what colors those are, if they survive, what happens. But I'm super excited about that, especially since they're bulbs. They should always come back. So we'll see how that works. So here's this section over here that will just be my flowers. If this one grows, if not, I'll plant something else in it. My trees are looking absolutely amazing, especially since I came through and pruned them all. The one new kiwi, this was a little runoff that started growing, and now this is how big it is. So I'm like, all right, cool, do your thing. I don't know if that's just like a sucker that started off or what, but the main plant died and never came back, and that's the only thing that came out the side of it. My lemon tree already has some really big like fruit growing on. Look at those. Look at that one back there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It has super, super good lemons, and normally you don't really find much seeds in them, which is great. It's almost like a seedless lemon tree. So far every year, they've been pretty much seedless. Here's that guava tree that his sister had started for us, and it's doing amazing. It's getting a nice little thick trunk. So I think that's great. It's getting nice dark green leaves. We moved it over here, and it looks like it's doing so much better being over here than it was over there on the patio. This is the lime bush. It still has not bloomed or anything, so I don't know how long it's gonna be until we finally get fruit from this one, but I don't think it's going to be this year. And then this is the one that we planted from seed that came from a little cutie. So like a tangerine or not a tangelo, like a tangerine, I think that would be, but it was literally from like a cutie. And there was 2 seeds in there. We gave one to his sister, and then here is ours. And now that I planted it in this bigger pot and stuck it over here in this area, it's doing so much better, and it has all these dark green leaves, where before it was starting to turn like a yellowish green, really, really light. It didn't look nearly as good. So super glad that it's feeling so much better over here. This is that avocado tree that I grew from seed. It's starting to come back and look good. It's just I think it doesn't really care for the sun too much, and that kind of sucks because it's gonna get worse. Here's the Washington navel, and finally we should have some oranges this time. There's so many of them through this tree, so I'm super excited about that. Hopefully they're so good. I guess my grandfather always had Washington navel, so when I wanted to get one, I asked my mom, she told me, so I ordered it. I got Washington navel. Now, other than like everything that's over there, what else is just right here in this area? So I have my sweet potato, and this is how they look. Planted them in just like this little bag. Here's my standard tomato, and again, it's only been a few weeks, and look at all of these tomatoes growing already. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. Those big ones right there are almost gonna be ready soon. And then here is the cherry tomato, has a bunch of clusters growing. Like, I cannot believe that there's so much fruit already in just a few weeks. Those are my sweet onions. They're actually looking really good. There's my parsley area. My dill is looking better than it has ever looked, ever. And again, normally my dill, I had back there in that corner over there too. My rosemary, I just planted one. It's doing good. This cucumber is the standard cucumber. It finally does have one that is growing. It looks kind of like a gourd or a squash or something, but I have one growing right there. There's still all these other flowers that if something hopefully pollinates them, then maybe something will happen. Over here, however, this is the pickling cucumbers, so the ones for pickling, the smaller ones. I believe all of these did get pollinated because they are growing. Before they just died. They didn't even get this big. They were even smaller than that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I can see just right now. And there's still all those other flowers. And I might be missing something up there, but yeah, there's 6. Here's the strawberries. We did get a few strawberries off of it already, which were amazing. So I'm waiting to see if it's gonna grow some more or what it's gonna do. It's starting to turn more of a yellowish green, not a deep green like it was before. So I'm not sure what's going on with this one, but they were really good. What they were, oh, look, maybe something's still gonna grow. I see, that looks like a new growth right there. So yeah, maybe it's still growing. Maybe we ate what was on there and now it's gonna keep growing, but that little funky thing looks so weird, that shape. So yeah, I'm super excited because everything looks amazing right now. I really, really love the fact that I have plants in here that came from my mom's yard. It gives it some more greenery, and every year they're just gonna keep coming back since they're bulbs. And if we move, or when, not if, when we move, I can just dig them up and take them with me. Like they're not like permanent, they can come with me. So that's another thing that I really love, that I can always take them with me. So this is how everything is looking. I moved my 2 big old roosters over there in front of the coop, and yeah. So I'm super excited on how everything is that I'm utilizing the space that I can, at least until we can at least, you know, finish this area and expand. But at least until then, I'm satisfied with how everything is turning out so far. At least it's not too much. I'm not gonna have like overbearing stuff that I'm not gonna be, you know, not knowing what to do with. Like before, like I had so many peppers and so many jalapenos. I'm like, oh my gosh, this shit's growing out of my ears. So at least now that I've toned it down, it won't be so overwhelming when stuff starts to be like at the harvest time. So I'm actually excited, and I hope it continues to stay like this. So I'll continue to update you, and hopefully we get a good harvest before everything starts dying. So wish me luck, and yeah, here you go. This is how everything is now. All right, you guys, so again, that is the end of part 2. I now am going to be putting together the next one that's going to bring you back to now how everything is currently. So stay tuned for that one. But let me know down below, what do you think of part 2? What do you think of my progress? I'm actually super impressed, even though I did have to replace a few things and I don't have as much room. I'm impressed with what I have so far. All right, you guys, so again, now that is everything for this part 2. Definitely comment down below and let me know what you thought about it. Your positive interaction means the world, and I greatly do appreciate it, as I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. So don't forget to keep a smile on that gorgeous face of yours, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Crafty crew, out.